Hello Internet, another unedited, unscripted video from Richard here. And as you can see, I've been a bit busy. I've replaced the baseboard from my roundy layout. I have kind of given up for the moment on the Inglenook Challenge shunting layout thing, which I started. And I actually haven't really touched this hobby for several months, and that's only recently I've decided to start putting some effort back into it. And as you can see, I have got the HST, or the Intercity 125, as you may know it as. It's a gorgeous train. It's one of the best trains I think the UK has ever made. Unfortunately, because the couplings are absolutely terrible, this thing keeps falling apart and it's running. I had to do yet another emergency stop, and actually it does seem to just be this coupling on here, so perhaps I bent it or something, I don't know. Baseboard is from Grange and Hodder. I do recommend it, but the instructions are terrible. Just make sure you dry fit everything, and also the top three pieces that go all the way across. The top two are the same piece. The middle one is slightly different. It's subtly different on the grooves that are cut out. So if you're going to get one of these sets, just keep that in mind. And the instructions are terrible, as they very often are. And we have two houses over here. I've got another one in another room, which I have not brought in because I didn't plan this when I started filming. And I've also just noticed that the canopy on that thing is wonky. And now I've seen it, I can't unsee it. So that may end up in the bin and I might buy another one. These models are from 3D Plus. So it's 3D PLUSS, two S's on the end, on eBay. They do loads of scales, but they also do TT, and these models only take about an hour and a half to put together. Even with my low skill level, that's actually not bad going. It's just a shame I really screwed up on the canopy there. Never mind. That's the resin building from Hornby for the train station, and that's for the goods shed. And we also have point motors everywhere. So we've got two surface mounted ones, this one over here and another one over there. And as you can see, I have an injury, which makes this hobby even more painful than it normally is. And I have then a bunch of under the baseboard motors, point motors. You can just about see the metal point sticking up through there. So these two are in unison. You change one, you change both. And then we've got another one over here. Two more here, which work in a pair, and another surface mounted one there. The reason I've got surface mounted is because there is a cross brace onto these, and you have to put them in the middle. You're not allowed to put them anywhere else because they don't physically fit, and that's what the instructions tell you to do. So unfortunately, these would not fit underneath the baseboard. The cross member would just go right through it. So that's just how it is. I'll figure out some way of hiding them. What I need help with. Oh my goodness. I've got to the point where I've actually put some effort into this hobby again. Let's just get up to here a bit. I've put some effort into this hobby again. This is the layout as it stands. It should probably be the other way around, actually. I think that will be the front of the layout as we look at it. I need to just turn this 180 degrees. What do I do now? I don't know what to do. I just look at it and I was like, oh my god, where do I start? I look at other people's layouts and I get super inspired. And I thought, oh, this is going to be amazing. Look at that. Look what they've done there. God, I look forward to doing that on my layout. And then, of course, I never do my layout, do I? So this is what we have, is a plain baseboard with some resin buildings and some badly made stuff I got from eBay for a tenner because I don't know how to make glue set quickly. Anyway, so I'm thinking, this is all kind of up in the air, a road going through here with a road crossing, which I'm going to attempt to make myself because I know Hornby have recently announced something, but not going to be available till the autumn. And frankly, I don't trust that my spacings are correct because I've actually had to rip this one up and put it back down again because it started out okay here, but it got really tight up here for some reason. It's still a little bit like that. Yeah, so even though this is all like normal set pieces, it's not FlexiTrack. Yeah, somehow I still managed to screw that up. This is the level we're working with here. So I'm thinking a road across here, the station here facing that wall, the road coming around to here, and maybe these buildings sort of sitting here and gardens or something behind. And there's a third building, which is a pub. So at least 3 buildings, maybe 4 or 5 buildings in some kind of a loop thing. And someone suggested, put a little pond in the middle. I thought, yeah, maybe actually, because then you could sweep that around. You could sweep all around there, and you could have a little pond or lake or something in here, maybe, and then some kind of goods area here and back here as well, which that would work, right? But it's just a bit, bit tight here with the space. I was going to put this right against the end, but actually someone said no, it needs to be in the middle because they would shunt things in and out and that kind of thing. And then some just sort of greenery or something around the edges. Someone also suggested perhaps putting like a little hill over here and a tunnel going through there, and that just feels a bit too much right now. It feels a little bit too much to what I can cope with. So I would like some ideas, please, people, if you're feeling generous with your time. And I do appreciate this is an absolutely tiny channel, but I don't know what to do next. I am genuinely just completely lost. Remember, I have very little experience in this hobby. The vast majority of my experience has been me as an adult and a tiny bit. I mean, we're talking not even tens of hours, I think, as a child with this hobby. So my skill level is very low. I program computers for a living, so me doing practical things, this is a very steep learning curve for me. Stuff which is very simple for other people, I have to really kind of think about again, and then another couple of thinks about it, and then maybe I'll do it wrong the first couple of times. And if you want some evidence of that, I shall remind you of this building here, with the very wonky canopy. Anyway, again, another unscripted video. I kind of wanted to make a video about the defense of TT from someone who's new to the hobby, because I think that might be an interesting viewpoint. I've seen Sam's Trains video on, like, was TT a mistake? And I've seen a couple of other videos just like, yeah, I don't like TT. I think it's a waste of time. I think Hornby should have focused on other things. Their points aren't necessarily invalid, although some of them are, I feel. But some of their points aren't necessarily invalid. I'm tempted to make a video in defense of the TT as someone who is brand spanking new to the hobby, and someone who has joined the hobby because of TT. I probably would have joined the hobby anyway, but I probably would have gone to N scale, and I found this even more frustrating because I have been battling that point motor there and that other point motor, which is now under these wheels. I refuse to call them the B word because that's a stupid word for wheels. I just spent like 2 hours battling those because they were out by like a couple of millimeters, and there was a little bit too much resistance on these things. So they would put it into the straight position there, but they would not then switch it here, and sometimes they would switch it and bounce back again, and I've had to just, oh my god, what an absolute pain. And I can only imagine that being even worse on N scale. I imagine on HO or OO it's probably a bit easier. Yes, anyway, I'm tempted to make a video about that, so let me know if you'd want to see that, and I'd actually probably script that a little bit and talk a little bit rather than just rambling like I am now. So yes, for the 10 people that are probably going to watch that, let me know if you want to see something like that. And please do let me know. Okay, this is myfirstlayout.com. I don't know what I'm doing. .com. Don't know why I keep saying .com. I don't know what I'm doing. So what would you do, and with a low skill level, but knowing what you like, knowing what knowing the art of the possible, which I don't even understand. With a low skill level, what would you do to this layout? If you've got 2 or 3 minutes spare, if you wouldn't mind typing in a comment, and don't say burn it all and buy HO or OO. Don't say that, because I'm not going to do that. Don't say give up either, because trust me, I've been close to that a couple of times already. Because this hobby can be kind of fun, but really frustrating as well. And I've just given up running this train because the bloody thing keeps pulling apart like that. I'm genuinely worried that the front of the train is going to smack into the back of the train and chip some paint. So I've stopped running it for now, and it's getting late as well. I need to stop messing around with these trains. So let me know what you think. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great evening, wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing. And let me know. So let me know about what you do with this layout. Low skill level, please, but looking nice. That best bang for the buck with the art of the possible. And if you wouldn't, would you want to see an idiot's view on TT120 and why he thinks it's good and bad, and the good and the bad points? Would you want to see that? Let me know. Let me know. Maybe I should do a review of these things as well, actually, because these look amazing, but they were a bit of a pain to get into to fit the DCC chips. Okay, have a good one, everyone, and I'll try and update this a little bit more regularly, because I know I've not updated for several months now. Life has been happening in the background. It's just one of those things, isn't it? You have to do things you must do, and there are things you want to do, and they're not always aligned. Okay, have a great one, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.